Hey everybody, Will Martin here. So why should you get a PhD? Why should anybody get a PhD? Well, I'm going to give you 5 reasons why I got a PhD, and they might be 5 reasons why you should too. So number 5, a PhD gives you the opportunity to establish a career in academia. So if teaching is your thing, if you have a passion for it, if you have a talent for it, then teaching is probably where you ought to be. But in order to join the faculty at most universities, you have to have a PhD. Now, some universities will allow you to enter a tenure track program as a DNP, but most universities, at least at this point, still require a PhD. So consider getting the PhD if academia and teaching and becoming a professor is really your goal. Number 4 is research. So getting a DNP, for example, which is a clinical doctorate, will give you a lot of background in the science of nursing practice, but not quite as much in how to conduct research. Now, some DNP programs might provide a little bit more than others in regard to research methodology, but for the most part, you have to go to a PhD program in order to get the tools that you really need in order to do that independent research that others will expect of you. And by conducting your own research, you're adding to the body of nursing knowledge. Number 3, and this is an important one for me, is it increases your options. You know, as you practiced for a few years as a nurse, some of you may want to broaden your scope. You may want to go in different directions. I mean, let's face it, nursing is a hard job, and working at the bedside for years on end takes its toll. Having the option to do different things, even if you decide at the end that you're going to stay at the bedside, that's great, but it's nice to have options. I never wanted to be put into one area and not have the ability to get out and do different things. With a PhD, it gives you the options to do things away from the bedside, whether that be administration or consulting or legal consulting. I mean, you may not necessarily be an expert in all corners of nursing, but having a PhD indicates to others that you have identified a goal, and that goal is to complete the PhD, and you achieved it. And that's really what most college degrees represent, is that you have identified a goal and you've reached it. Number 2 ties in with number 3, the universal recognition of the PhD. A DNP is a great degree, but it doesn't give you that research experience, that research training that you may need if you want to move into other parts of the healthcare industry, pharmaceuticals. Regardless of the person you're talking to, whether it's a lay person or someone else in the healthcare industry, everyone recognizes the PhD as the terminal degree for almost every profession. Now, there's professional doctorates, of course, the MD, the DO, the DNP being another example, but the PhD is the pinnacle in the eyes of many. Does it make you an expert nurse? No, of course not. You're not an expert in all corners of nursing. As a matter of fact, you may not be an expert in any, but what you do know how to do is you know at the end of your program how to conduct research and how to get answers to questions that bedside nurses may have. So by doing that, you're advancing the body of nursing knowledge, and that's extremely rewarding. And number 1 is self-satisfaction. Now, not everything is tied to money, and a lot of people have asked me over the years, do you get paid more because you're a PhD nurse practitioner? And the answer is no. Insurance companies don't care that I have a PhD. I get reimbursed the same regardless of how many letters might be after my name. I didn't get the PhD to try to earn more money necessarily. I got it to advance and increase my options, and so far that's what it's been doing. It's given me the opportunity to get involved in administrative work and to acquire protected time at work so that, at least in my case, I'm not at the bedside as often as I used to be. And I like that. I like to do different things all the time, and let's face it, if you're working in a high-stress setting, whether it's critical care, emergency department, almost anywhere, you need that time away. and the PhD has given me the ability to do some different things and yet still be in touch clinically. So remember, the PhD is a statement to yourself and to everyone else that you have identified a goal and you've achieved it. It's a big goal. It's not easy, and for those that have gotten a master's degree or a DNP, you've got an idea of what you're up against. It's just more and more of it. And your writing, for example, is going to be at another level. And you are going to be expected to write and communicate to a higher level than you ever have before. And regardless of where you are in your career or your age, it's always good, I think, to push yourself and try to make yourself a little bit better. And obviously, getting into a PhD program will do that, or you'll quit, one or the other. And that's the goal with anything that you're doing, is to just get better at it and to increase the number of tools in your toolbox. So with that, those are the 5 reasons why I got a PhD, and I think there are 5 good reasons why you may want to get a PhD as well. I'm going to do more of these top 5s, so until next time, I'll talk to you again. Please, if you can, subscribe, and I'd love to read your comments below, so please consider commenting as well. Have a good day. Thanks.